You are not grieving failure. You are grieving the person you thought you would become. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful souls, and welcome back to From Zakham to Shifa. If you have ever looked at your life and felt a strange heaviness that you cannot quite explain, I want you to stay with me for a few minutes. It's the kind of heaviness that shows up when things are technically fine, yet your heart feels unsettled. You can name blessings, you can name responsibilities, you can even name moments you're proud of, but somehow it still feels like something is missing. Not a person, not a place, something inside your own story. And you might not even talk about it out loud because it sounds like you are complaining or it sounds like you are ungrateful. But it is not ingratitude, it is grief, and it is surprisingly common. There is a grief we rarely name, the grief of not becoming the version of ourselves we once believed was waiting for us. Many of us built a picture in our mind when we were younger. We imagined a future where we would be ahead of the curve, impressive in a quiet way, stable, accomplished, and undeniably something. That picture becomes a private standard, and over time, it turns into a measuring stick. Then life happens. You take detours you did not plan. You carry burdens you did not predict. You make choices with limited information and limited support. And one day you look up and realize you are living a life that is real, but not the life once rehearsed in your imagination. I want to enter this gently because this is not a conversation people normally have with each other. Most people do not ask, "Do you feel proud of your life?" Most people do not ask, "Do you feel like you became who you were supposed to become?" They ask about jobs, titles, homes, and milestones because those are easier questions. But the question you carry is more private than that. You are not just asking if you achieved enough. You are asking if you wasted something precious. You are asking if you let yourself down. And sometimes the sharpest part is the fear that you had the capacity to do more, but you did not. When this belief settles in, it can poison everything. You can look at your efforts and dismiss them as not enough. You can look at your responsibilities and feel trapped rather than honored. You can look at your face in the mirror and feel distance from the person looking back. Not because you hate who is looking, because you are not the person you promised yourself you would become. And slowly, you begin to call yourself average as a way to explain the pain. You tell yourself that average means safe. If you are average, people will not expect much. If people don't expect much, you will not disappoint them. If you don't disappoint them, you will not have to feel the familiar shame. But notice what that does. It doesn't comfort you. It just lowers the ceiling so you can breathe. I want to challenge that belief that you wasted your life, and I want to do it with respect. Because this belief usually is not laziness. It is usually a sincere heart that cared deeply and a mind that learned to motivate through pressure. Many of us were not taught how to pursue growth with gentleness. We were taught to pursue growth with fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of being looked down on, of disappointing our parents, of not being chosen. And when fear is the fuel, the person eventually burns out. So when you look back and say, "I wasted my youth," ask yourself, Did I waste it? Or did I survive it with the tools I had at the time? There is a psychological idea that can help here, and I keep it simple. Researchers talk about possible selves, which are future versions of ourselves we imagine and plan around. A possible self can be motivating, but it can also become a trap when we treat it like a contract. If you do not become that version, you start to believe you broke something sacred. But that future self was never guaranteed. That person was imagined at a time when you could not yet see the full map of life. You didn't know the people you would need to care for and the emotional load you would carry. So when you feel devastated that you did not become that person, it might not be a failure. It might be grief for a story you rehearsed so often that it started to feel like destiny. One reason this grief feels so sharp is because it often gets mixed with comparison. Comparison makes your own life look smaller because it edits out context. You see someone else's progress and you do not see what supported them. You see their outcome and you do not see what it cost them. Comparison does not only make you feel behind, it makes you feel morally behind, as if you owe the world proof that you were worth your potential. And that is a painful way to live because it turns your life into a performance and you into your own judge. This is where the spiritual component matters because it reorients what a successful life even means. Allah tells us clearly that the most honored in His sight are not the most impressive in the world's eye, but those with deepest taqwa, the deepest God consciousness. That does not mean we abandon excellence. It means we stop worshipping recognition and we stop measuring worth through visibility. In the Islamic frame, your worth is inherent, and your life is evaluated by sincerity, intention, and deeds, including deeds that no one claps for. There is a beautiful hadith that many of us have heard, but we do not always let it land. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that Allah does not look at our outward forms or our wealth, but He looks at our hearts and our actions. Sit with that for a moment. If Allah is not judging you by the image, why are you? If Allah is not asking you to become a queen ant, why are you punishing yourself for being one of many? The metaphor of being an ant in an ant hill can actually be a doorway of peace if we use it correctly. Ants are not valuable because one of them is famous. Ants are valuable because they persist, they contribute, and they build together. The quiet worker is not a lesser creation. Now, dismantling performance identity does not mean you stop growing. It means you change the reason you grow. Performance identity says, I must achieve to be acceptable. Sincerity identity says, I will improve because it is meaningful and because Allah loves what is done with ihsan. When the motive is performance, you become harsh. When the motive is meaning, you become steady. You can still pursue education, you can still build a career, you can still aim higher, but you stop doing it with a knife to your own throat. This is where self-love becomes practical, not sentimental. Loving yourself does not mean saying you are perfect. It means acknowledging the truth of what you have carried and the truth of what you are still carrying. If you are raising children, your life has not been average. If you have endured emotional pressure and it still shows up, Your life has not been average. But even beyond that, the goal is not to prove you are extraordinary. The goal is to stop treating ordinary as a curse. Ordinary can be a gift, a quiet mercy. Let's talk about regret in a more honest way. Regret can be a teacher, but it cannot be a home. When regret becomes your identity, it collapses your present. You begin to live as if your best years are behind you. That is a lie that regret tells. Your youth is not the only season of growth. Many people blossom later once they have emotional wisdom and clarity. And even if you never become what you once imagined, you can still become someone you respect, and that matters. There is a gentle practice that can shift this. Separate the dream from the value. Dream might have been a specific title, a specific status, or an image, but the value underneath might have been meaningful contribution. When you identify the value, you can pursue it in new form. Maybe you did not become the version who looks impressive on paper, but you might be becoming the version who builds safety in a home. You might be becoming the version who teaches their sons and daughters what calm strength looks like. Those are not small things. They are the kind of things that echo. If you take one thing from today, let it be this. Allow yourself to outgrow the image you once worshipped, and you are allowed to love yourself without becoming complacent. You can accept who you are now and still pursue growth from a healthier place. That is not contradiction. That is maturity. Before we close, I want to offer you one reflection question. When you say, "I wasted my life," whose standard are you using? Is it the standard of a child or your younger self who did not yet know what life would demand of you? Is it the standard of society which rewards visibility more than sincerity? Or is it the standard of Allah who sees what no one else sees and honors what no one else applauds? Sit with that gently. Because when the standard changes, the verdict changes. This is from Zakhab to Shifa. Until we meet again, may you be granted mercy for the years you criticize and courage for the years ahead. Barakallahu fi. Wassalamu alaikum.